And when you put firepower and you put Apache together, you can guarantee there's going to be some type of magic that happens. This is real life, boyos. This is real life. Yeah.
Here I am, Cali target as well, and you are clear to fire. Firing.
Yes, please. Yes, please.
Good round. C5 DUIs.
This is the AH-64 Apache, the most powerful attack helicopter the U.S. Army has ever flown. Today, I'm here at Fort Rucker to take you up close to this beast of a machine. We'll be meeting the pilot, the gunner, and we'll even have the chance to watch a live fire demonstration to see what makes this thing one of the most lethal helicopters on the battlefield today.
Made possible by War Thunder? Is that his sponsor? That's fucking awesome. I mean, it's all types of sexy, man. It's gotta be my fave. It's gotta be my fave, dude.
Hey Sam, welcome to Fort Rucker.
Thank you.
This is the home of Army Aviation, and today we're actually at Hanchy Army Heliport, which is home of the 1st Battalion, 14th Aviation Regiment, where we train aviators on the AH-64 Apache.
You know, of all the helicopters in the Army, I feel like this is probably one of the most exciting to fly.
Like he's like Mr. Dudley Do Right. He's like, you know, I think this is like one of the most devastatingly amazing. Like I get it, Jeannie. But I'm not paying attention to him. You know what I'm saying?
I mean, just looking at it, it looks incredibly intimidating.
It absolutely is, and actually this Apache is the AH-64 Echo Apache Guardian, which is the newest variant of the Apache. So the Apache is the Army's premier attack helicopter, provides attack missions, reconnaissance missions, security missions in support of the ground force commander, and is able to engage any enemy target on the battlefield. Here at Fort Rucker, we actually train over 700 postgraduate and undergraduate flight students flying over 40,000 flight hours a year. But today we're just excited to have you here, kind of show you the capabilities and give you a demonstration of what this Apache can do.
Now, when it comes to the Apache, there is a lot to talk about, and that's because this aircraft is widely considered to be the best attack helicopter in history. The Apache is known for being fierce, lethal, and deadly, and so it only makes sense to start with the features giving it that reputation. Yep, I'm talking about the weapon systems.
Under the nose is probably one of the most iconic features of the Apache.
Oh, yeah.
This is the M230E1 30mm chain gun.
That's nice.
So this thing is capable of firing rounds up to 625 rounds per minute at targets in excess of 3,000 meters.
You know, one thing I've always found interesting is the way this gun can move around. So to my understanding, right, it can aim both based on where the sights are pointed, but also where the pilot's head is pointed, right?
That's absolutely correct. If we tie this thing to our helmet-mounted display, it can deflect up to 86 degrees left and right, 60 degrees down, 11 degrees up. Really advantageous because it allows us to engage targets even if the nose of the helicopter is not pointing at them.
Now, the targeting system known as the TADS is what's built into this ball-like structure that sits on the nose of the aircraft. You can think of it as the eyes of the Apache, and it contains the FLIR, or forward-looking infrared camera, that relays information to both the pilot and the gunner through their helmet-mounted eyepiece. With this system, a target is able to be identified, tracked, and engaged, using the full loadout of the Apache's weapons.
All right, Sam, so this is kind of where the real firepower begins. Right here, we have the 2.75-inch Hydra 70 rocket system. So in this actual rocket tube here, we can take up to 19 rockets. However, we can put up to 4 of them on the aircraft. That'd give us a total of 76 rockets. What we can do here is load a couple of different types of warheads, depending on the mission. Could be high explosive, airburst, or illumination, depending on what we want to do.
Yes.
Okay, so on this next pylon, we got the AGM-114 Hellfires. This is actually the Apache's primary weapon system. This is used for tank busting. So we can take up to 4 per pylon, which would give us a total of 16 if we wanted it. Each missile, we got a couple different seekers that we can use. So these missiles can be laser guided or radar guided, depending on the mission. So today during the live fire, we're going to concentrate primarily on the rockets and the 30mm. But believe me, the lethality of this missile is pretty incredible.
No shit, Sherlock.
Now, you guys know I'm always trying to make the most epic videos possible, but they do take a lot of time and resources, which is why I want to thank War Thunder for helping make this one happen. War Thunder is a free-to-play multiplayer military game that's dedicated to aviation, armored vehicle. Now, when I sat down, cross-platform fits right in with the 60-foot rocket sheet that's on the sound and the deep. For example, a bunch of even the F-14 Tomcat, which of course...
Okay, I'm giving salad vibes for the amount of shill here right now. Hold on a second. Salad vibing it.
Warning, incoming salad vibes.
Listen, I've now, you guys taught me that I need to push the right arrow to kind of fast forward, and I have done so 7 times. 7.
Tom Cruise famously introducing
8,
a lot of other cool stuff, like
9,
download War Thunder for free. Of course, I just want to give a huge
11. There we go. 11. Wow.
Now you may have noticed that the Apache.
Hold on. That's a boo. That's a boo. That's a boo. And that is also a shame. I got to. That's too much shill.
Shame.
That's too much shill. I'm
Shame.
very irritated now. They
Shame.
took away all the sexiness of the Apache and they replaced it with a shill ad. And I have to say, who is this guy? Hold on a second. Let's teach him something, for God's sake. Sam Ekholm. Listen, Sam. Listen. First off, constructive criticism, dude. You know, like just putting that out there. As a content creator, I mean somebody that watches other people's videos, obviously. As a content creator, the thing is that sometimes you can exchange ideas back and forth, and there can be like some opinions here that are valuable. And I would say, like, you gotta be careful of the length of the shell. The shell cannot exceed 3 to 4 taps of my right arrow key. Okay, if you're going over 4, you've salad vibes it. Now, what is salad vibes? Well, it's in the name. You figure it out.
Apache has 2 separate cockpit stations, and that's because the standard crew includes both a pilot and a gunner. While both seats contain flight controls.
Jurg understands. Now, I'm fine with this, right? I'm fine with this because these are people pledging to me.
Burning a fountain.
Amen that shit. Thank you so much, Jurg. I appreciate action. I appreciate action in the stream. You're like Action Jackson.
And the ability to fire weapons, being in the front, the gunner has the best view of the terrain, which makes it easier to identify enemy targets. On the other hand, sitting slightly elevated in the back, the pilot station also gives a clear forward view.
By the way, all of that was like at least 11 taps of the arrow. So if somebody's watching this, yeah, I realize what I did there. What I did.
But it's better optimized for flying.
Did you realize it?
Right now is the co-pilot's gunner seat. As you noticed before, there's some similarities between the two, but the's also some major differences.
Because frankly, really, this video is entertaining and all, but like, without me. That's a lot of narcissism going on right here. Thank you. Jurg's only subbing because of the ASMR sniffing. This is a new type of ASMR we have created here on DG360. Hold on, I'm going to give this to Jurg since he has resubscribed here and he's a 2-month resubscription guy. Let's do this. ASMR sniffing invented here on this channel. It's now time for ASMR sniffing for you, Jurg. Get ready for this. Thank you. Thank you, Jeannie. The ASMR sniffing does wonderful things here. Hold on. Oh, sniff, 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 sniff. Oh, sniff, sniff. Look at it working. It's working. Sniff, 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 sniff. ASMR sniffing. Sniff.
I'm warning
Next time, it's gonna be glass.
It's working. It's working. It's working. Thank you. Thank you, Cryo. Thank you, Jurg. Thank you, Sketch. All of you. All of you. Wow! It's working on art. Irritated, gifting, art, sniffing. It's magic. It's a magic. Thank you, Irritated, for that. It's magical. It's something. It's a powerful weapon. It's like Pandora's box. Once you've opened up the ASMR sniffing, it can never stop being sniffed. So like, hold on, sniffy, sniffy. Okay, that's it. I can't. I gotta put it back in the box. I gotta put it back in the box.
Yeah, so talk to me a little bit about the visibility difference, because I know the back seat's a little bit raised, right? But you guys still have to be able to see the terrain well, so what are those challenges and how is this kind of oriented to make sure you can deal with that?
Absolutely. So with visibility, the back seat is more primarily designed to fly the helicopter. So because he sits higher, he has a better view of the terrain in the area around the helicopter. As the gunner, the majority of things we target is past the human line of sight anyway. So the majority of things we're going to target are going to be through our sights systems,
I love
right?
you guys. I'm so
which
happy.
we can display
I love
on any one of the three screens right
all.
here and see those targets through our
My
tabs
favorite
in
part of
either
the week.
infrared or a day TV type camera to engage and destroy those targets.
So I know a question I'm always wondering, right, is where's the trigger? How are you firing these weapons from up here?
Absolutely. So if you put your hand on the grips in front of you and you feel behind it, there's flaps on the back. If you lift those flaps, you can feel the trigger. On the right side is our
Fire would love this shit. Fire would like have an orgasm in it.
And on the left side is the trigger that controls the weapon systems. We can either fire the missile, the gun, or the rockets all through that left trigger. Sam, if you want to reach up behind you, I have a helmet here that you can put on.
Okay.
Dude, man, I'd be so excited.
And then
I'd be
attached
so
to our
geeked
helmet
out,
is
dude.
our helmet display unit.
This
I'll
kid's
go ahead
so
and
happy.
put it on for
Look
you
at
now.
this kid's face, man. This kid
And as
is.
we roll this in front of our
This
eye,
kid looks like he's a 5-year-old, man. He's strapped into this Apache. He looks so out of place. He is so happy. His face is about to break from the smiling. Look at him, man. This is the best day of his entire life, man.
that is what we use to connect the gun to our helmet. So now wherever you would look, the gun is going to follow your eyeball. Wherever the crosshairs in the middle of that helmet display unit is on, if we pulled the trigger, the gun's going to destroy that target.
So seriously, with this little piece, no matter where you move, the gun is then moving, and then you just squeeze the trigger, and it's that easy, huh?
Absolutely. And the cool thing about the helmet is between your legs is...
That's right. This thing will literally kill anything that you look at. That's right. He's so happy about it. Yes, that's right, John. Whatever you look at, you will kill.
The cyclic, what we use to control the helicopter, generally when we have the gun connected to our sight, we're going to pull the trigger on the cyclic.
Look and kill, look and kill, look and kill, look and kill.
Now, one thing you may have noticed is that some Apaches are equipped with this bulb-like object that sits on the top of the main rotor. It's known as the Fire Control Radar, or FCR. If installed, it allows for the tracking of multiple targets at much greater distances. In fact, with the FCR attached, the Apache can hide behind the tree line, targeting and firing at an enemy by only revealing the very top of the radar.
That is a beast thing,
One
dude. If I ever
Apache
saw
equipped
that,
with an FCR can transmit that target data to any other Apache flying alongside it, which is why it's common to see a mix of aircraft with it attached and some without.
Okay, so we're up here at the Apache's rotor system. So this is a fully articulated rotor system, 49 feet diameter. We have our main rotor right here, and in the back we have our tail rotor, and the tail rotor actually counteracts the torque produced by the main rotor.
So I'd always assumed in a helicopter to go higher, you're actually spinning the rotor faster, and like to go lower, it's the opposite. But you were telling me earlier that's not really the case, right?
It's not, no. Once we get the rotor up to its optimal RPM, our rotor RPM, we actually change the collective pitch of the blades to go up and down, and then we cyclically change the pitch of the blades to go left, right, forward, and
aft.
So
the blades are really like deflecting or coming back up, so the speed's the same, it's just the angle of these is what's making you go up and down.
That's exactly right.
You didn't know that? Wow, what a rookie.
Well, thank you so much for the tour of the Apache. I guess next up we've got the live fire demo.
That's right. We're actually
wow, you guys are doing so great today. Look at the hype train you guys build up, man.
Sounds good.
Level 3, for God's sake. Thank you so much for all the love today. In chat.
So I know you're not wearing everything that Apache pilots might have.
I wondered if you were still
there. Situation, but can you talk a little bit about what you're wearing right now?
Sure. So this is our survival vest here. A couple pieces of equipment on it. I have my survival radio right here. I have my survival knife right here. Both of these are kind of our primary tools if for whatever reason we would have to evade, survive in the wilderness, anything like that. Inside of this thing, I got 2 pouches. One's a medical pouch, one's a communication pouch. Medical pouch with various types of medicines, bandages, tourniquets, communication pouch with signaling mirrors, fire starters, again, anything needed to survive.
Dude.
And then lastly, I have my helmet bag located below me. That will have my helmet, my gloves, checklists, stuff that we're going to use here on pre-flight and run-out.
You're right, my eyes are killing me. I'm going to follow Luigi's advice. Plus, we got some really cool
So here's how this is going to work. That right there is
destruction.
a AH-60
They need
Blackhawk.
sunglasses.
Because the Apache only has 2 seats, one for the pilot, one for the gunner, I'm unfortunately not able to go
And
for
my
a ride.
eyes, thank you,
But
my
we've
eyes,
got
thank
the
you.
next best thing. That Blackhawk is going to be our seat for the live fire demo. And honestly, we're going to be able to get a lot closer from this than we would be standing on the ground at the range. So this is going to be awesome.
Time to kill! Time to kill! Time to kill! Very appropriate. I have to match the video. I have to match it. That's the swagger I got.
So first up, we're actually going to be headed over to the ammo field to get the Apache loaded up. Here at Rucker, that's handled in an area a little bit across space. So we're going to head there, get those rockets, and get that 30 mil loaded, and then we'll be ready to go.
Yeah.
Once we landed at the ammo field, I made my way out of the Blackhawk and over to the Apache, where I was actually able to help with some of the loading. This was pretty wild, just getting a hands-on experience up close to the rockets in 30mm rounds that we would soon be firing. It was crazy. After I did my part, I turned it back over to the professionals, who gave me a good look at what it really means to be efficient at loading the Apache. Once the loading was complete, I made my way back to the Blackhawk. The pilots got the prop spinning and lifted us back up, meaning it was finally time to head over to the range, where the live fire portion of the demo would take place.
Ah, that would be awesome, man. This kid's lucky, man. I would love this.
So we're just about to enter the range. The plan is to start with the 30 mil and the Hydra rocket.
Check this smile out, man. Like, I'm not even in it right now, and I'm geeking out, man. I'm geeking
Hovering
out.
position. To be honest, I really have no idea what to expect. It should be incredible, though, so grab the popcorn. This is going to be awesome.
As we made it into the hovering position, the Apache crew began to search and verify the target downrange. You'll hear the interaction between both crew members, with the gunner typically establishing contact and the pilot confirming they are locked on.
Establishing
Right,
a laser
Orson?
range. Good laser range.
And it's on the bucket list for sure.
Now the targets are spread out both at long range and close range distances. What you'll hear is the crew identifying the target and confirming how they want to engage. In this case, either the 30mm chain gun or the Hydra rockets.
Storing the target. Messages rounds 230.
At this point, it's finally time to fire.
Clear to fire.
You are clear to fire.
Firing.
Oh.
Once the payload has been released, the crew will then confirm if the target has been suppressed or if an additional payload is required.
Rounds complete. Target appears to be destroyed.
Roger, good round.
As the Apache reconfigured for another round of firing, the Blackhawk took us up to a higher altitude so that we could witness the live fire from a different vantage point, this time looking down on the Apache. The pilot and gunner went through their standard checklist once again, this time choosing to engage the close-range target.
Already armed range. We got a valid usable laser range of 2626.
See you, Mad Style. You're a boss, man. Thanks for hanging out with us today, bro. I was going to end after this anyway, but thank you so much, Mad Style. We love you, man.
Target is destroyed.
Roger, good rounds. Target destroyed.
With both targets now suppressed,
that's
the
awesome,
crew decided
Orson.
it was time to head into the next portion of the live fire, this time engaging the targets from a dive.
All right, so now we're going to transition to some of
Spitfire,
the
dude? That's
diving
awesome.
fire gun runs, which would be really cool. So the Blackhawk's going to get us positioned.
Thank you,
and
dude.
the Apache's
We'll
going
do
to come
that.
in and
We'll do
actually
that
be
at the
moving
van.
as it
Remind me
shoots at
again
the
after this.
targets. This is going to be awesome.
As you'll hear on the comms, the Apache will be using the Hydra rockets to engage this next target. After going through their checklist once again and making sure the target has been verified, you'll see the crew push the Apache into a forward dive to deliver the payload.
Roger, let's go ahead and engage this with PD rockets co-op.
Oh.
Yeah, this is a tight shot.
Yeah, it's going to be tight.
And I'll be firing.
Roger.
Tally target as well, and you are clear to fire. Ceasefire DWAS.
Ceasefire DWAS.
Alright, that was pretty crazy, but if you thought we were done, not quite. The Apache has a little bit of fuel left to burn, so we're actually going to head to an area off-site, do some low-level flying, banking in and out, left and right. This should be crazy. It'll give us one final taste of what the Apache is truly capable of.
Low levels. You guys know by now that this is always my favorite part of every flight, because in this case, it's where we really get to see what the Apache is capable of. As we approached the low-level terrain, the Apache broke off, descending down and flying just a few feet off the tree line. Now, from my vantage point in the Black Hawk, this was pretty
we want those
crazy to
explosives.
see. Once again,
those
just
explosives.
watching the ridiculous maneuverability of the Apache.
Man, what a trip. That would probably be the coolest to be a pilot.
So at this point, we've seen the live fire, we've witnessed the low-level maneuverability, and
That'd
I
be
honestly
so
thought
cool.
it was time to head back to base to wrap things up. But no. Instead, the Apache rejoined alongside us, and the crew radioed in to tell me that they had one final surprise.
What?
Only issue was, they left things pretty vague.
What?
They said that there was an empty field just up ahead where I would be dropped off. I was then told to walk to the dead center of the field, put my hands out, and wait patiently. Sounds a little weird, right?
What?
But when an Apache gunner and
No.
pilot tell you to do something, you do it.
Oh,
so that's
God.
exactly
Nothing
what I
about
did.
this is anything that I would do, man. What? Oh, there you go. Ooh, shit. Right, Jilted, right. What's up, Jilted?
So, yeah, that was insane. I've been around a lot of aircraft, but the intimidation you feel when the AH-64 Apache is pointed directly at you flying just a few feet overhead, it's a feeling unlike anything else. Honestly, this entire day has been incredible.
Yeah,
And as we
yeah,
made our way
Jamie.
back to the Black Hawk to return to Fort Rucker, all I could do was take in the views one final time.
Man. It's a pretty cool video. I like it.
Well, guys, that was absolutely incredible. I'll be honest, I was a little bummed at first not to be flying in the Apache with you, but honestly, the view we were able to get from the Black Hawk was crazy.
Hey, we enjoyed having you. We hope that the view from the ground as we were doing our low flyovers looked great.
It literally felt like you were about to hit me at some point, so great flying. To everyone watching, I hope you guys learned something new. Make sure to sign up for the Flyby newsletter in the description below. And I think that's a wrap. We'll catch you guys next time.
This kid, how does this kid get access to all this stuff, man? Look at this. Like, how does this kid get access to all this stuff, man? Who does he know that he gets all this? Well, this is cool. I like this. Good suggestions. You guys are killing it. And thank you for real. Like the algorithm that you're finding really cool things. So I definitely appreciate you guys for doing that. Let's get back to the show.